This is The Entrepreneur. My name is Paul K. Mwaura. I'm in Kiambu area to meet a lady operating a wellness center. So please join me and let's learn more. Welcome to the show. Introduce yourself to us. Let us know who you are and what you do.
My name is Jane Bohua, the founder and the director of CareTech Medical Center. This is CareTech is a rehabilitation center where we deal with people with alcohol, drug and mental health disorders. We are based in Kiambu Road and we are not very far from Kist, and the area is called Kwangele. We offer various services, the residential treatment whereby we have the inpatient. They do a 90-day program. In that 90-day program is divided into 3 phases. We have phase 1, which is the first month, and the phase 1 is just the introduction to recovery. Then we have the second phase, which is life skill empowerment. You know, most of them, they lost responsibility, you know, they've been on denial. We needed to do that particular phase so that we can bring them back for them to know where to begin again. The third phase and the most important part is the relapse prevention and the management of their journey. This part we also emphasize a lot to identify the triggers that can make them go back to where they used to be before.
In starting this rehabilitation center that Jane has, we'd like to know where was she before this and what was she involved in and what really pushed her to start this?
Well, I've been out of the country for a while. I've been in UK for the past 18 years. I came 2 years ago, and the reason why I decided to bring what we have as a rehabilitation center is because I lost a dear brother on alcohol issue. We used to live together in the UK, and he struggled with alcohol problem for a period of over 10 years. So I lost him on alcohol, and that basically motivated me to bring CareTech to where we are today.
What kind of capital did you get to inject in starting this, and where was that money from?
I did plan ahead because I lost my brother 2010, and I decided I'm not going to let anybody else go through what I went through. So between 2010 and 2014 is when I started budgeting for setting up a home like this. So my budget was around roughly 5 million. It's from a sale of a property I had. I decided to sell a property so that I had few savings, but I also sold the property so that I can raise the amount.
You must have faced challenges maybe from the start of this till now. What are some of those challenges you got to face?
Our main challenges was the finance, because the little money I had, I thought it will, you know, take us for a year or so, because I was told you have to prepare, have the salary, have the land in advance, just in case. That was our main challenge. The second challenge that we faced is the staffing. In this field, we need addiction counselors who have got a diploma according to the requirement of NACADA. So to get the right people to work with our client was a main and a major problem. But we managing that. The other challenges that we face is after they've done their 90 days, they've been jobless. They've been nothing doing, you know, at home, back home, lack of trust from the family members. So at the end of the 90 days, most of them are confused. They feel like, oh, will I go back to the same society and, you know, do what I used to do? What will I do? So that is another challenge. We find some of them refusing to leave, adding an extra month or so until a proper exit plan is done. As you can see, another challenge, the space. Sometimes we have a capacity of 25 people. And you can see we don't have enough space whereby they can do football, things like that. And that is why we are looking in future to buy at least a big land and construct a bigger rehabilitation center.
Where does Jane get her clients And how much does she get to charge them for being in this rehabilitation center?
Most of the patients we have, they come via referrals. And most of them are referred from different hospitals. We have Nairobi West is our main hospital through Dr. Katele. And we have Madare Hospital. Some people feel that they don't want to be in Madare, they want to be in a decent place. So those are our main referral routes. The services we offer here, we charge 2,000 per day, and that is exclusive of any medical. Medical is extra. So a 90-day program runs for about 180 in a month, in 90 days.
And what are your future plans, Jane?
We're planning to move as soon as we acquire a land and get finances and build our own, because space have been a challenge, and especially when we are doing the family support program, which we do every once a month. We get, parking is an issue, neighbors, they complain, so most of those are the issues that we want to get rid of them once we move.
People come in and come out of this place. Jane, being a social worker, would like to know what fulfillment or what joy does it give her to see somebody going through the 90-day period and coming out clean? Every time,
once that happens, I feel, okay, it's a challenge to them because I do not know what is going to happen down there. But I feel that I've achieved. And it's like I'm seeing my brother every single day once I see that.
What advice would you give people watching you right now to encourage them that they can get into any kind of business? What would you tell them?
Business is not easy. You have to be in it to get it. And of course, goal setting is another thing that have really managed or rather have helped us. Our goals are to help the service users or rather guide them and their families to create a recovery-based treatment that meets them.
That is end of part 1. We are taking a short commercial break. We'll be right back with another guest. Welcome back, and if you're joining us, we are in the second segment of The Entrepreneur. I'm here with my second guest already.
I'm Nancy Amunga, and I run a company called Dana Communications Limited. We do courier services and errands within Nairobi and its environs.
Nancy, you received the Top 25 Under 25 Years Award. I want you to tell me how it felt to receive that award and what criteria were they using to give you this?
For me, it was a humbling moment because it's something that I didn't expect, but I thank God for it. It came, because I think I've been working hard, but I'm so glad apparently there's someone who's always watching, because what I realized is when you're doing something, you might think someone is not watching, but there's someone watching. So when I got the call that I've been nominated to be among the top 25 under 25 years, I went. The interviews were being done at KCA University. It was a very rigorous interview process because they had to look, are you the owner of the company? Is it something that's running? Because they didn't want ideas. They wanted something that's already running, So to me, it was a big achievement. It's something that I didn't plan for this year, but it came. So happy,
Nancy, congratulations on winning this.
Asante sana.
Before you started Dana Courier Services, take us back to where you're coming from.
Before I started Dana, I was a student. I've done so many small things. I've sold insurance, sold mitumba clothes, like when you're a young person and you want to find that one thing, you have to try different things that you can do. So I started it when I got frustrated. I bought a TV online and it took, from an online store, it took more than a week to be delivered to my place. So I went to Google and Googled the radius of Nairobi. It's 30 kilometers. So I asked myself, I've paid these people and they're taking 1 week. Those are 7 days, 5 working days to deliver the TV to my place. So I decided, instead of being part of the problem, let me come up with a solution. And then the solution was Dana Courier Services. So we do deliveries using motorbikes. And of course, because of the city traffic situation, we all know that. Yeah, because motorbikes can be able to maneuver within the CBD. Yeah.
You mentioned that you were a student before you started this. Then where did you get the capital to start this business that you have?
I've done so many things combined. So, and I'm one person who saves. I don't believe in spending all the money that I have. I spend a little, pay debts with a little, and then I save the rest. So I saved, and then there's a time I got to 70,000, yeah? And a motorbike is like 94,000. So I thought, let me just continue saving the 70,000, add 20,000, and then buy a motorbike. But then again, there's this conference that I attended at KICC, and the people were saying they want to boost young people who want to start business, and one of their projects was helping young people own motorbikes. So when I attended the conference, I was like, oh, thank God, I've come to the right thing. I needed a motorbike because their deal was so good. You pay the deposit of 35,000, and then they give you the motorbike. You can use it and pay daily, the small amount, like 300, 400, depending on what you agree on. So I went and I was like, this is so good. Instead of having one motorbike, why don't I get two with a deposit of 35,000? But then again, when I gave the money, I've never seen it up to today. It was swindled. Yeah. So I went back to square zero. I don't know if there's square zero, but that's what I felt at that time. I had to go back and start the whole process again of getting this money so that I can be able to start whatever it is that I have. And you know, once bitten, twice shy. So this time around, I was like, no deals. Let me just get to 94. And of course, it was not a smooth ride. Yeah.
You've mentioned that you were swindled some money. Then how did you get to go back on your feet and raise more money to buy a motorbike?
For me, it took me like 3 months. And like I said, it was so hard. It was a lot. There was a lot of sacrifice on my part, yeah. And at that time, you know, there's someone who said, if you want to live a life that people will admire, would wish to live in future, then right now you should live a life that everyone wouldn't want to live, yeah. That poor life. So it was a sacrifice because I wasn't even allowed to follow the trends, you know, people are doing this. For me, it was just a sacrifice, but I said, let me look at the bigger goal, bigger picture, and get there. So it took 3 months, 3 painful months. I finally got my motorbike. That was in December, and that's when we started with one motorbike.
We like to know who Nancy targets and how she gets to let them know what she's doing in her company.
We target online stores mainly because nowadays people don't have time to go window shopping. People want to sit in the comfort of their homes or their offices and buy something online, pay, and then it's delivered. So, and then in Kenya, there are a lot of online shops that are really coming up. So we target online stores, corporates, and there are individuals here and there. Our individuals are people who have money, or people who are driving, but they really don't have that time, because you can imagine if you come from Westlands, even if you have a car, it will take you the traffic, the time, and parking. There's no parking in town, there's a struggle. So yeah, those kind of people are the ones who we target. Social media has been my major marketing tool, because Facebook is free, but to me it's not free because I need bundles for me to access Facebook. So I also make sure I use it wisely, not just for idle chatting, right? So most of my clients have gotten them through Facebook. I do a lot of research, see people who have sponsored their ads, and then go direct to them, ask for their contacts, and then we can be able to schedule a meeting and then talk. Yeah.
Any challenges along the way?
Yeah, there's been a lot of challenge because for us, for me, it's been a trial and error when I started, but at least right now, almost 1 year in the industry, we know the tricks here and there. But there was a lot of struggle at first. When you go to a client, they ask you, because courier service is very delicate, you're carrying people's stuff. They ask you, who have you worked for? And it's when you're starting, how are you supposed to answer that, yeah? And yeah, the normal business challenges, finance, because that was just a starting capital, but remember there are other things that you need, like fuel. On the first month, of course, you can't make the money, but you still have to pay the rider.
What are your future plans, Nancy, for this company that you have?
Right now, we are in Nairobi and its environs. We go to the diaspora like Rongai, Kajiado, they are there. So we are in Nairobi and its environs, but then we plan by next year to go to the other cities in Kenya where there is demand, like the major cities. Yeah, so that's the future immediate vision and goal. Yeah.
What advice would you give a young person watching you, or anybody watching you right now, and they have a big dream to get into entrepreneurship?
My advice would be working hard is not easy, yeah? And there's a lot of sacrifice to it, but at the end of the day, all of us can make it. There's space for every one of us. As long as you believe in yourself, as long as you know, you have that inner, that burning desire that you can be able to do this. Because if you depend on money alone, there are times there's drought, there's no money. So if you're starting a business because of money, then it becomes a problem.
Let's hear if Nancy has any role models. I
have so many role models in business, but I look up to my mom. She's such a strong woman. I think I even learned the business thing from her because she didn't have an empire, but she was doing business and I was watching. Yeah.
We've come to the end of our show tonight, and I hope you learned a thing or two. Engage us on our social media pages that are on our screen right now. Until next week, Thursday, 8:30 p.m., I've been your presenter, Paul K. Mwaura, and from the team and I, is good night and God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.